Good afternoon, Prescott Valley, and welcome to Council Conversation. I am Brenda Dickinson, one of your Town Council women. Today, we are privileged to have Gilbert Davidson, Prescott Valley's Town Manager, with us. Good afternoon,
Well,
Gilbert.
thank you so much, Councilmember, for having me, and
You're
excited to talk with you today and share great things about our community.
Great. A little bit about Gilbert. He's responsible for the overall administration of the town government in concert with the goals and policies as established by the town government, or town council. He started his tenure with Prescott Valley on August 9th, 2021. And a few things that Gilbert is responsible for: administrative direction for department heads and operations, development and expansion of the town's water portfolio, capital projects and economic development, and many, many, many more things. So again, thank you for being with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, where you grew up, and how you ended up in Prescott Valley.
Well, thank you. So I'm a native Arizonan. I was actually born in Phoenix, but I grew up in Wilcox, Arizona, which is in the southeastern part of our state. Wilcox is a small, kind of western rural town, about 4,000 people that live in the town. And then I attended the University of Arizona, so I'm a proud U of A alum. And I've been in local government pretty much my whole career. I kind of fell in love with it. I'd always had interest in business and private sector, but also government and politics. And city management is kind of the perfect combination of both of those qualities, those aspects. And so I've loved city management for the bulk of my career. I had an opportunity to serve at the state level and work in the governor's office for a few years. And then when I had the opportunity to come back into local government, Prescott Valley was calling my name. And, as a native Arizonan, I obviously, spent family vacations, different parts of the state. I had family that lived in Prescott Valley many years ago when I was a little kid, my grandparents. And so I was very familiar with the area. And I always thought if there was anywhere, I wanted to end up in our state, like that's a great area. The Four Seasons, it's close to, other things in Arizona, and it's got, kind of some family ties. So it checked all the boxes, and I've just been so pleased to be here. My wife and we have a 9-year-old daughter. And my wife works for the school district, and my daughter is one of the students at Granville Elementary School.
And it worked out well for us.
Well, it's been great. It's been wonderful getting to know all of the council members and just the phenomenal team that we have here in Prescott Valley.
So share with us some of the goals that you foresee for Prescott Valley. Maybe some of those that have already occurred, those that may be in process of being fulfilled, and some that you anticipate for the future.
Well, we could talk for hours on this. There's a lot of great things that are taking place in Prescott Valley, but it really starts with the council's strategic plan.
Okay.
So
we have a slide.
As you know, we worked on this over a year ago. We'll be doing a update in this next year, but this strategic plan was Prescott Valley's first comprehensive strategic plan, and it's made up of 4 parts. First and foremost, it's about the people, the staff, the employees that do the work day in and day out in our organization. So making sure that we invest in them as individuals to ensure that they are properly trained, they have the development as leaders and public servants, and delivering back on our mission to the public is absolutely critical. So that focus area really guides us in terms of how we strengthen our various teams, whether it's public safety, within our public works that are fixing our roads, or our parks and recreation that are delivering park spaces as well as great programming. Water obviously is a key, very important issue for our town and our region. And so the council identified that as a focus area.
I think we may have a slide that shows us a little bit about that too.
Yep, and the council just recently adopted a new water management strategy, and that's what we see on the screen. It's made up of 4 components. So everything from our plans and studies and the strategies that we're putting into place, the partnerships that are absolutely critical. We can't do this alone. We have to work in close proximity with our sister cities, Prescott and Chino Valley, as well as the state of Arizona and a number of others. All of the policies, and actually this next Thursday, the council is going to be diving in on a number of different policies for consideration. And so they're all related to water management and how we make sure that we are, watching every drop of water in our community. And the final piece is projects, and that is the physical things that we do to, again, try to manage our water appropriately. So whether it's recharge projects, taking our effluent water and appropriately cleaning it so that we can recharge it back into the aquifer, or it is looking at creative ways where we can, take water off of rooftops and large, building structures and try to recharge that back into the aquifer. So this water management plan is really guiding us for the next number of years as to how we ensure our water future.
And conservation is a big part of that as well.
It's a big part of it. And, there'll be not only the town really setting the stage for that, and, I think the town should be a leader and should be modeling different conservation strategies. So we'll be looking at that, doing a water audit of all of our major facilities that use a lot of water and identifying ways that we can reduce some of that demand. But also, tools and strategies that we can give homeowners and businesses on ways that they can save water as well.
So share some of the details about the new Glassford Dells Regional Park. I think we have a slide on that as well. And who all is involved and how tourism is involved here as well.
Well, this is a really exciting project. Councilmember, what you're referring to is we've been working over this past year with several partners, the city of Prescott and Yavapai County as the primary partners, on trying to acquire over 3,200 acres of state land. And it's pretty much the Glassford Hill mountain range. So everything, the whole mountain from on the Prescott Valley side all the way into the Dells. And so both Prescott and Prescott Valley kind of came up with this joint name of calling it the Glassford Dells Regional Park. And we're working closely with state land as well as state parks. And there's an opportunity to have state parks be engaged in this particular project. We have a bill that's currently going through the legislature to try to get some additional funding that would help us purchase some of this property, but we are anticipating having some money allocated in this next year's budget so that we can purchase some of that property and begin to, construct trails and hiking opportunities and open space areas. And so we'll be going through a public process on that. We'll want to get a lot of public feedback as to the things that go in and where it goes in, certainly on our side of the mountain.
So there's no definite plans as of yet.
No, there's a lot of
thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, there's a million ideas, and some of them have gotten a lot of us very excited about possibilities. But yeah, there's nothing set in stone at this point. We do need to engage the community and really some of the different groups that have expertise in whether it's trails and trail building, mountain biking, and how to do it in a way that brings balance and fairness to everyone.
And improves the quality of life for everybody.
Exactly.
So I know we have another slide here. Tell us a little about the new hotels going in and where they will be located.
Okay. Well, we have a number of exciting economic development and really tourism-related projects that are going through the development services process right now. Some have to go through a zoning process. Others have already received their entitlements and they just have to go through a building review process. But the graphic that we have on the screen right now, we have a hotel that is being proposed right across the street from the current Hampton on Glassford Hill Road. And then we have another hotel north of that that would be right next to the Toyota Finley Center, right there on Main Street and Florentine Road. So two really exciting hotel projects. We are in desperate need for additional hotels in this community. Often, having just kind of, the 2-3 hotels that we have, it limits us as a destination place for tourists. And what's happening is many people just drive through Prescott Valley and they end up staying in Prescott. And so if we can provide some additional, weekend places to stay, then that's going to be a good thing. That's going to help bring new dollars into our community that we currently don't have, and it's exciting to see some of those new developments taking place.
Absolutely, and we definitely need more meeting rooms as well for organizations. And so we have, along with the tourism, we have monuments that are going to be put up, and I think we have a slide for that.
We do, right? The image in the center of that screen, we've again gone through a process to identify kind of some new entry monuments into our community. And these will replace some of the old signs that we have as you're entering in, both from the Prescott side and then as you're leaving Dewey Humboldt and coming into Prescott Valley right there near 169 and Highway 69. There'll be a new entry sign that welcomes people. It'll say, "Welcome to Prescott Valley," and they'll be able to be lit up at night. And I think these will be very distinctive, very attractive. Many communities around the state have very nice entry signage that just kind of really defines where our boundaries are, but also creates a welcoming, experience for the drivers.
And we have an arch that will be going up.
And there'll be an arch. We don't have a graphic for this, but we are planning to have a arch that's using similar themes as what the two entry monuments are going to look like, but it'll be an archway over Glassford Hill Road, right near where these hotels, the Hampton that currently is there, but the new hotel, it would be an archway that kind of welcomes you as the gateway into our entertainment area and our downtown area.
Well, I know a couple of businesses that will benefit from these new hotels, the Wheelhouse being one of them. We had Charlie Arnold with us a couple weeks ago, and also the Finley Toyota Center, and the Wranglers have just started. They had their opening game. And along with that, tell us a little bit about our contract with Schneider Electric and what they're doing with all of the improvements at the Toyota Center.
Well, thank you for that question, Councilmember. We have this, it's been almost a year now, over a year. We've been working on doing a comprehensive energy audit of all of our town facilities. And we went through a competitive process, identified a company that came in as Schneider Electric, and they've done a deep dive into all of our electrical systems, everything from the power coming into the buildings to our lighting systems, our heating and cooling systems. So they have looked at every single one of these elements, and they've identified places where we can, if we make some initial investments, there'll be huge payoffs in the end of reduced electrical costs and overall wear and tear on some of these systems. And so the council just approved a major investment with some of our heating and cooling systems with the Toyota Finley Center. We have on that building, it's a very large building, there's 4 huge multi-ton units. 2 of them have not been working and 2 are kind of at their end of their life. So we're going to be adding 2 new ones, and then eventually we'll come back in and replace the other 2. And then we'll be doing upgrades to the Civic Center as well, making sure that we've got properly cooled spaces for our employees, but really also for the visitors, the residents of Prescott Valley that come in and use this space as well as the library space will be upgraded.
I also understand we'll be improving on the pipes and plumbing in the area, and a statistic that really amazed me was that it was going to save 50 swimming pool size of water.
Yes,
If
so
I'm
as
saying
part
that
of
correctly.
the Schneider Electric, they actually looked at some of our water usage as well, and ways that we could upgrade fixtures and some of the valves connected with the fixtures that would just reduce the amount of water that we're using. And so yes, you're right. Many swimming pools of water will be saved by just some of these small fixes. So very excited on that front. You know, and I want to add, we were very fortunate as a town. We received $5 million from the governor's office for these, and we're using it for all these upgrades. So this was the initial expense. There was none to our community other than some additional things that we've added into it. But the bulk of this is being paid for by a grant that we received from the governor's office.
And there'll be, along with it, some solar items and I guess remote control lighting that we'll see both at the Civic Center and various other places around town.
Yep, there'll be some lighting improvements that will be made, obviously going to more LED lighting, not only around this campus, but the long-term plan entails upgrading all of our lighting at our park facilities and making sure that we have good lighting, especially on our ball fields. Some of our ball fields, we have old lighting that's very expensive to operate, and by upgrading, you know, the lighting fixtures and the components to more modern LED, not only will get better, you know, light coverage, but it'll save us money in the end.
Well, this is something that's going to improve our lives tremendously in the future, and I think quality of life for everybody is going to be exciting to see. And so share a few thoughts about your talented and skilled team members and what they might be doing. I know a number have been getting awards and they make huge contributions to our community.
We do. I mean, you know, not any one of us can do this alone. It's a true team effort, and I am, you know, honored every day to come into you know, the offices here and be a part of an incredible team of professionals. You know, from all of our crews that are out on the front lines, whether it's in public safety, our officers, and all the staff behind the scenes that are making sure that this is a safe community to live in, to our public works team that is, you know, really shouldering a huge task with, especially with all the rain and snow that we've had. Our roads have taken a beating. We've got a number of potholes and roads that are not in great condition.
I think we might have a slide for that too.
We might have a slide for that one.
Showing the potholes.
Yeah. But I'm sure most of our drivers have experienced. I know that pothole very well, you know, right there. And so we are this is actually our Glassford Hill Road project, which we're going to be kicking off at the end of May. We'll be completely redoing Glassford Hill Road from Highway 69 all the way up to Panther Path. And on the screen, you can kind of see the phasing sequence. Obviously, this is a very heavily traveled road. We have over 30,000 cars a day on this road. So we have to make sure that we've got to phase it so that we can keep traffic going and we keep all of our businesses open. So we're putting a lot of thought into how we're going to be able to reconstruct that road for the future. But you know, back to our team, you know, they're on the front lines doing that type of work, and our Parks and Recreation team, who are, you know, really doing some amazing upgrades throughout the community. We've repaved miles of some of our multi-use pathway trail systems throughout the community, introducing new signature events that are bringing thousands of people out. This past Christmas, we had our, you know, new Christmas event.
Winter extravaganza.
Winter extravaganza, just a wonderful turnout. And we'll be doing some new things with each of our signature events going forward.
Yeah, April 1st, I think, is the extravaganza.
The extravaganza on April 1st, that's right,
Yeah.
from 11 to 4. And, you know, and then we have all the staff behind the scenes, from whether it's the clerk's office, the court's office, the legal office, our IT office, HR, that are all working together to deliver the, you know, services back to our citizens. So this community wouldn't exist without all of the people that do a lot of hard work. And We have some very big plans with the council's vision and leadership to continue to make good investments and continue to make great improvements in our community.
Well, this has gone very fast.
Too fast.
Yes, lots more coming up, lots more to talk about. But this afternoon, we so appreciate you being with us. And on your resume, you state that you value integrity, ethical decision-making, and a government that is responsive and attentive to the needs of the community it serves. And you exemplify that. We have seen that in so many different ways, Gilbert, and we are so blessed to have you and your family here with us. Thank you so very much for this conversation. And we thank you, Prescott Valley, for joining us today. And until next time, have a wonderful day.